Okay, here we go. There's your directory of files. You've imported them from cameras. Your open iMovie. And the first thing we're going to do is import those videos to a new event. So name your event whatever you want. Go to the directory that has the files to import. We're going to multi-select the MTS files by using Command click, as I'm doing here. If you click just without the command, it just changes just to one file at a time. You want to import all of these at once. So we've got them all selected. Hit the button. They're importing. There's a little bit of processing involved. It can take a few seconds. Yada yada yada. If it was the MP4 files, it'd be a little faster, but you probably want the original source. Okay, so we have something we can work with now. Now you want to create a new movie. Click the No Theme, name your movie what you want. The event listed there, it has to be the event you just created, but it'll be that by default anyway. So now you have events in the upper left, your movie in the bottom part, which is empty right now. Now we're going to select all these clips using, and click on one and then hit Command A to force them all to be selected. So you see us scrolling down to show that they're all selected. They're selected because, they're selected because of the yellow border around all of them. Then select the audio button there so that we can mute all the clips in one fell swoop like that. That gets rid of all the free fall sound. We don't really want the free fall sound, it's painful. So now we're going to go find a portion of the first clip to import into our movie. So we come along, look for where the last jumpers are starting to dock, and then you're going to click and hold down the button with your thumb while your index finger drags across to select the part of the clip you want. So we drag until they're tracking, and then let go of the thumb, and now that area has been selected, and we hit that little plus that drops them into the movie. So we've successfully done an edit. A little processing involved, there we go. Now we're going to figure out whose video is this. Hit that little I button. It says it's Charles. We're going to add a text notation in the upper left corner so that we can see who we're looking at. So you click the titles down there, then look for the upper left one that I've dragged. Now just drag it down onto your movie. Now we're going to edit that text so it says the word Charles. We just double clicked it and then went over in the upper right corner there so we can type Charles. Now I don't like the size of that font's a little big and I'm afraid it would interfere. So change the font down to 58. That makes it reasonable size. Hopefully it won't interfere with any bodies. If you think it might interfere with bodies and judgeability, I wouldn't put the text annotation at all. We go down below and drag the duration of the text to the entire clip. That way we don't lose sight of who we're looking at. It says that while the entire clip is playing. Okay, so now go back to the event of import clips. So that's the event selection. And then we're going to select from the next jump. Same thing, click, hold the thumb down, drag the part of the dive that you want to import into the timeline. I think this is Norman. There we go, we've imported it. Now I have double check with the I button up in the upper right. Let's see who this is. It says it's Norman, I think. So now we're going to do, instead of going back to the titles menu where we're going to drag another piece down, we're just going to copy and paste the one we've already created. So click on the title bar that's down on the timeline here so that the yellow frame is around it. Command C to copy, then click over on this part of the movie and Command V to paste. Now I pasted it a little weird, so you just have to drag it and adjust it a little bit. It's too long, so we're going to shorten it. There we go. And the title is wrong, but we're going to edit that to say normal. The nice thing about copy and paste is that all the properties are preserved, like the font size we selected. It's a little quicker to just copy and paste rather than to go back and reconstruct the whole title from scratch. So rinse, repeat, keep moving along. Go to the next video. Pretty sure this is Andre because it's the one where he drops below. Drag until they're tracking. Hit the plus sign, copy and paste the title. Adjust. There we go. And one last for Festi. Oh yeah. Click, hold down with the thumb, drag with the index finger. Note that when you drag to the right with the on the touchpad, if in the event pane the video wraps around like that, it'll just automatically wrap for you. You don't have to adjust your finger. It's a very nice little feature. So copy and paste the title again. Adjust it. So we're pretty much done now, and I just thought it might be cute to put in transitions, so just a little cross dissolve. So go to the transition menu, drag that first transition in between two pieces of the jump, and that way it just kind of blends nicely from one to the next rather than just simply cutting. You obviously don't want judgeable content too close to the edge of that because that blend technically is contaminating the source video. So I just showed it here for purposes. You can just drag those in. Once you've dragged one into any part of the dive, you just select a clip and just hit Command-T, and it will add those transitions to the beginning and end of both clips in the movie timeline. And the transition at the end just causes a fade to black, which is kind of cool, and one at the very beginning would do the same thing. Here again, we're going to select this clip, Command-T, adds it to both sides. We say fade from black into the beginning of the movie. So that's the whole thing. Now we're going to hit the share button, share to a file. There's obviously other things you can share to, but file is the simplest because you can upload that the way you want. Now I was selecting the custom mode by default, but you can see how big your file will be depending on all the possibilities. You can make the video smaller, make it lower quality, and see how small the file gets as a result of the quality settings. You can change the resolution. I'm not sure what it means to change both quality and resolution. To me, low resolution is lower quality, and lower quality effectively reduces your usable resolution. But let's get it back to as close to high as possible without it being too crazy. So that's the custom with the max, with a little button drag to the right, and drop a file wherever you want. And it's going to start processing. So I cut out much of that processing time because I wanted to, it took a long time, so I just cut out, it took about 3 or 4 minutes for some reason on this one. So there's the file, it's finished processing, now we're playing it on QuickTime Player. It looks beautiful. And you can drag with two, I know my laptop was set up so if I use 2 fingers I can drag back and forth very quickly without using the scroller. You can see those transitions, they're kind of cool. You can also hit spacebar and use the arrow buttons for frame by frame, forward and back. But that's how to do it. I leave it to you to figure out how to upload.